Man, Ralph looking swole over there.
What's that?
It's all the CBD.
It is.
Yeah, I just text Ralph. He'll probably join later.
Oh, it's Chris using his picture. Gotcha.
Oh, is it his picture?
Yes, it shows him on the beach. You're looking stoked, ma'am.
Oh, yeah, I'm chilling. Chilling the meeting. Yeah.
Everyone got their, who's all, are any of you guys going to be open on Black Friday?
Oh, yeah, we are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out something that we have a couple different promos that we're looking at trying to start right after the first of the year. So I'm going to ask you guys about those, and also we're going to be making a couple pricing changes. That, it's not going to negatively affect any of the margins or anything. All that stuff's going to stay the same. It's going to just allow a lower price point on some of our higher items. So I'll go ahead and get started here. I'm going to quickly, I think I can mute everybody. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to mute everybody. If you have a question or anything.
I'm going to mute it.
Just yeah, wave at me or we'll chat. We got the chat option as well. So I want to go over a couple things real quickly. We did get we got the women's health tincture in. That should be going up on the website here shortly. I will send out and I'll post on the Facebook page all of the ingredients and everything on there. Once again, it's going to be 1,000 milligrams CBD. It'll be heavy with all of those different supplement issues or supplements that are going to be in there. So on that one, it's going to have things that are going to be helping with, obviously, stuff that I personally don't talk about very much. But for those women that are out there, definitely you'll be able to sell those to your fellow ladies. We talked about last time, I do have a massage oil. We have a night cream, as well as we have an eye cream. There was an issue with the bottle sizes. As you can see here, the label is curved up at the top, so we are going to be redoing all of the labels for these. But we do have a massage oil. We'll be putting that up here on the website once we get the labels in, so that way we can get that taken care of. And then we also have, sorry, I'm just muting people as they come in. We have a night cream as well. So this is going to be in a 2-ounce jar. It's going to be 150 milligrams. These are also going to be kind of the lower price point as well, around that $20 to $30 range for the customers. Just another kind of bath and beauty product. And then the eye cream, which will help with a lot of dark circles. It's going to help with any sort of swelling, and also it does have a couple ingredients in there that will help with like crow's feet, kind of how our anti-aging works a little bit, just without the stem cell option. So the eye cream should be on the website here later today. The other two, because they sent me the wrong dimensions for the labels, give us a couple extra days. We'll get those labels printed and get those taken care of. Big thing that I want to explain to everybody. I'm going to try to see if I can share my screen here. Because of all of the issues that we've had with the wholesale site, and even though we've spent a lot of effort getting the wholesale site up and running, we do also have our beautiful retail site, which I believe most of you have probably checked out. If you haven't, definitely poke around. It's hosted on Shopify, so it's actually a lot more seamless, a lot faster. We have a lot less maintenance issues and downtime with it. One thing that we are going to be doing, because Shopify has alleviated their concerns and issues with CBD, we originally wanted to go with Shopify, but we didn't have that option at the beginning because they were really anti-CBD, so we didn't want to take the risk. We now, most of you should have your affiliate link set up, which obviously, if you don't have your affiliate link, if you go down to the very bottom, there's the affiliate sign up link that you can do to sign up. If you, most of you probably do not have logins for this website, which is fine. We are going to have this become a wholesaler option, which will give you the ability to create a wholesale account on this website. I'm going to be sending out kind of an instruction guide on how to do this and how to get all that stuff set up. A couple things just to emphasize: when you do create your account here, you will be at wholesale pricing. So we will on our end have to make those changes. Nothing's going to change as far as the checkout process. That process will work very similar to how the other website did. But the thing about this website is it's a lot faster to see the information for the products. And we have a really cool little quick order form down here at the bottom that I'll show you. And it's similar to what we had on the wholesale side, and I have to hide this real quick. But as you can see from one page, we can easily make changes and add, 3 to 4 of each item and however you wanted to do it there on the website. So it gives you the ability to see all the different items, see all the different variants, and go through and make changes and add those. And then at the bottom, you just have your option of updating your cart. So this is going to make checkout a lot easier for a lot of people. So I'm hoping that that will be something that will kind of speed up any sort of the issues that we have as far as people maybe losing their shopping cart, or people having issues where they can't check out properly, or their credit card gets declined because of some weird glitch. The problem with the wholesale website is it's on WordPress, which is a type of technology that was never really meant to be a shopping cart. Shopify is built 100% for e-commerce and for shopping. But now that we can do CBD on there, then obviously it's all gung-ho. So you will need to, obviously, like I said, you will need to make your new account. After you make your account, you'll need to either contact us, send us an email that your account's been created, which we should get an alert for anyways, but just so that way we can update your pricing. And then once your pricing is updated, you'll be able to go on there and order. We're not doing that right this minute, just because, or I don't want everyone going on there and making their account and buying right now. We have to wait for the credit card processing to give us the okay, which should be later today. Your other website, as far as the wholesale site, will still work for probably about a week or two. We'll leave that one up so that way everyone can, if you have some stuff in your shopping cart, or if you already have an order saved, you can go ahead and process that. But here, once the new website is live, here probably about a week or two afterwards, we're going to slowly migrate everybody over there and push everyone that way. The credit system, as far as your in-store wallet, we will copy all of your credit over to the new website if you have any and it hasn't been used. So we will have the same option on there. And then also, because everything will be under one roof, as far as your affiliate, your ordering, it'll be a lot more seamless and a lot less downtime. So that's kind of a big change there. The labs, obviously, I can go back and show you under each product. If you go to sacredleaf.com, when you look at the actual products themselves, there is a separate tab. So if customers obviously are looking for labs, if you go under, the lotion or the beard oil, for example, when they scroll down, they can see some description, and then the very next option is there is a tab for lab results. So we're going to have these are going to be more of the most up-to-date lab results, but we will put all of the lab results on here, so that way hopefully we can have a search function so they can search by the SKU or by the batch number. And then, like I mentioned earlier, my plan is I'm going to figure out exactly the ratio, because I know that everyone's got a certain price profit margin on certain items. But what I'm looking at doing is, when we release the herbal tinctures, we did release them at $100, kind of an introductory price. It is a 1,000 milligram. My plan is really to try to bring the 1,000 milligram price point on the retail side down to about 110. So introductory products will be that $100 range. and then full retail will be like 109. And then the 1500, we'll be bringing that down to probably 140 to 150. We'll kind of figure out the price point on those. That's not going to change anything on your price margin. So obviously, if you guys have let's say a 70% price margin on those items, we will adjust your price as well to make sure that it doesn't cut into your wallet on that end. So those bigger price point items obviously will be cheaper for you guys. And once I figure out all the math on that, we'll make that change, and it'll probably be, first of the year type thing for us to do that. So that should go across the board. So that'll touch like our pain creams, that'll touch our capsules, tinctures, everything. Biggest reason for that change, obviously, is with our growth. When we first started, Melanie can attest to this, and even Becky, labeling was being done by hand. Bottles, we were buying them, package by package as opposed to pallet by pallet. So obviously with our growth, we're able to get things a lot cheaper and lower those price points. And so I just want to be able to make sure that not only is that lowered for you guys, but also for our customers. With the herbal tincture line, I know somebody mentioned the naming as far as ginger turmeric compared to calming and energy. Really, there wasn't really too much thought behind those. The ginger and turmeric was really kind of the forefront on that tincture, because those are two things that people do look for when they are looking for pain relief. So having that on the forefront, I think was the biggest thing there. The calming and the other herbal tinctures, obviously the Women's Health, those have more than just one or two different supplements in there. So it's more of a general term on that. And we are looking for other options as far as if there is another type of tincture or another type of effect that you guys are looking for. So if you have somebody that is wanting something for, like hangover relief or something like that, and we get enough response for it, we can definitely, mix that up and put that in with our SKU lines. So if you have any ideas other than, sleep and calming and energy or focus or anything like that, definitely let us know, because we can always mix those up and add those into the SKUs. Other than that, like I said, the massage oil, the night cream, I'm hoping we'll have those on probably first of next week. I know 1,000 milligram full. I know a lot of people are asking about that. It should be shipping hopefully today to us. So I'm hoping that we'll have that in our possession by no later than either Friday or maybe first of next week. So once that comes in, I'll let everyone know, and we can get that on the website. Pain salve did come in, so we do have the pain salves. If you are looking for some of those, we do have those in stock. And I think that's kind of where we're at right now. The warehouse, if they're obviously with the holidays coming up, different people having different days off. We were planning on, unless we have an influx of orders, planning on taking Friday off, Black Friday here at the warehouse. However, if you guys have something that we need to get shipped out right away, let us know. We can definitely, I can come up here because I am definitely not going out shopping with my wife. So I can come in here, box some stuff up, get it shipped out for you guys. Easiest way is probably either, if you put your order in, we do get it at the support email, so I will get those, but you can put a note in your order that says, hey, try to rush this out or whatever for the holidays, and we can try to get it to you guys as fast as possible. Other than that, right now, we're still, we don't really have any other big holidays until Christmas that we're going to be closed. So, someone asked about the price point for the beauty items. I think $30 is a nice price point for those. I'm not planning on really changing those too much. They work well, obviously, for the group sales, 2 for $50 type of thing, where we can kind of work that in there. And these will also be in that $30 range for some of these. I think the night cream might be a little bit more, maybe $35, but yeah, those are going to easily fit in with that same price scheme. Are there any other questions out there? I know it's short. Yeah, go ahead, and I think you can unmute yourself, can't you, Clint?
I was going to say, a lot of stores make their own massage oils. Do we need to stop making those now that you're producing it as well?
Honestly, no. The biggest reason I've been hesitant to get into the massage oil is because there's so many different carriers. There's so many different aromas. Everyone wants to have their own blend of patchouli, rose, or whatever it is out there. So, I mean, we made one just for the people that don't want to mix one up. And we do have the ability of adding in other aromas and scents, but it's, I mean, to me, if I was, I mean, well, you know it because of the beard oils and everything else you've done. I mean, there's a million different mixes that you can make up.
Okay, and then my second one is, I know we had touched on it when you were in town, on the full spectrum and maybe even the broad spectrum. Can we start getting terpene profiles on the lab reports?
So yeah, we can. Yeah, that's not an issue. We can definitely start mixing those up. So when we send off for a lab test, usually the big thing that we have to stay obviously for the federal compliant is the THC levels.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can opt for a full terpene profile and heavy metal testing, and we do that on our raw oil. So
Right.
our raw oil would obviously be that full spectrum oil. So I can get those and send those out to you guys. So any of our full spec products,
Yeah, that would.
same terpene profile.
It would make it's important, I think.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
people,
definitely.
consumers are asking, and they know, and you know, the certain terpenes have different effects. So
Well, it's good. It's a good thing that they're asking. That means we're obviously doing our job
yeah,
educating.
they are. Consumers are they know now.
Yeah. You know, speaking of the full spec, you know, I do have an order in with the lab for a full spec 500 lotion. So like a pain cream, as well as a full spec jar of gummies.
Oh
So,
man,
so we'll be adding those in probably here in the next week or two. Those should be coming in, and we'll get those labeled up and put those on the website as well. So we do have the flour has been purchased, and they're in packaging it right now. So we'll have right now we're doing 2 strains, 1 gram, 3.5 gram, and 7 gram containers. So those are actually going to go straight down to NASA, and we're going to ship them straight there because obviously I don't want someone coming in and raiding the warehouse with, you know, a few kilos of hemp flour.
just ship it all to my store.
Yeah, there we go.
Hold on, Clint. Don't take it all.
I want all of it.
So we'll have, I mean, we're going to have plenty of it. I mean, we're, you know, this batch that we mixed up, the batch that we got, I think was 7 or 8 kilos of flour. So it'll smell pretty dank down there when they start packaging it up. But the good thing is it'll be in those.
The warehouse too, you know.
Yeah, there you go. But we'll have it in those Mylar sealed bags, so they'll be able to, you know, you can hole punch them and hang them up, and one side will be clear, so it'll be very visible to portray.
What's the price point?
There you go. That was.
So it's gonna be comparable. Like the 1 gram obviously will probably be around that $15 range for a 1 gram, and then it'll get cheaper per gram as you go up. So like a 7 gram package will probably be around the same price point as our flour. So you're looking at $40-$45, something like that. I'm waiting for the final numbers on labor and labeling and all that stuff before we go through and figure that all out. But I mean, it's going to be comparable. So most flour nowadays, actually, I got a phone call from a friend of mine who's growing up in Oregon, and he actually started growing a CBG, like it was like a 14% CBG flour. And you know, most hemp flour out there, if you're buying it, it's anywhere from $50 per pound on the very, very low end that has no labs or anything. Average is around $450 to $500 per pound. But this CBG flour, he called me up, it was like $980 a pound on it. But it's such a rare hybrid that I guess obviously you can get it. So
That high of CBG, you got to watch your blood results.
yeah. So, but yeah, so that hemp flour, we'll hopefully have that in here before, probably I would assume it would at least be shipped before Thanksgiving week. So we should have it right around that time down there. And that we'll see what we can do as far as delivery. But your best bet would probably be to have it, just make arrangements and have it picked up either at the NASA, or we can get some over to the Katy store and do it that way. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I saw that CBG down at the Hemp Fest, and that stuff is good.
Yeah.
I have some of it in the shop. I smoke when I get to work.
I should be
Speaking
over
of-
there with Clint. What am I talking about?
Yeah. Speaking of that, I know that I think Clint, I think you had a couple competitors' products. If you guys find those competitor products, if you guys bought some, send them my way. Let me know what you paid for them. I'll get you credit. I want to get those sent off to go get third-party lab tests so we can build kind of that little, why we're different type setup on some sort of promotional. I've got a few of them here on my desk. But yeah, if we can get some that are obviously down there in the Texas or in the Houston region, or even down in Florida, if we get some competitor products down there as well, I think that'll help out. So, and then I'll kind of show you guys these. I'm going to try to figure out how I can get these into like a display for everybody. They make these little, it's like a different tiered Petri dish where it has like maybe half an inch in each one. But my plan was to try to, and it's kind of hard to see, but my plan was to try to make one where we can show kind of like the whole process. So obviously we've got, our straight hemp flower. We have our ground sample, which is what we use for our CO2 extraction. An actual raw oil, which doesn't look very great, but this would be like our raw oil before it's winterized, all the way to our distillate, which is going to look similar to our shatter, all the way down to finally would be the isolate. So my plan is to get some of these and get some bigger samples of this and have it broken down where it's gives us the ability when a customer comes in, you're like, oh, well, I'm looking for the raw oil. And you can say, well, no offense, but I don't think you want this. This is why we take it to our different. So more of a focal point for the stores, just something to demonstrate, the whole process that we take to get, to our different products. So, but yeah, I should be getting some more samples of this, some larger samples, so that way I can get them all mixed up and send them out there for you guys.
Hey, do you have a limit on what we can discount for Black Friday?
The biggest thing I'll say is obviously, down there in the Houston area, you have, your friends and your family members are around you. So, be wary of that. What we're doing, we're doing typically, I think the common things, like buy a 1,500, I think get a 250 free.
Mm-hmm.
We did something where, up here in Kansas, we still have we're giving away Chiefs tickets. And so we're doing something in our stores where typically it was for every $50 you spend, you get a ticket. We're doubling that to get people more entries into the drawings. And then we have the gift box option, which we do have a few gift boxes here. So, I mean, if you guys are looking for a gift box, we have those little, they're a 5x5x5 gift box. I don't know if you guys saw them on the website or saw them on our social media, but has our logo on the top. You open it up and it says "Welcome to Relief" on the inside. We're giving people an option of a 5-pack of gummies and one of the $50 range items. They basically pick one of those two, and that package is like $45. And then we're doing the same thing for the $100 items, but that box will be like $95. So if they buy a 500 pain cream, they get a free 5-pack of gummies, and we'll put it in a little gift box for them. So, I mean, Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, one thing I would say is if you guys have a couple good deals that are on Black Friday, save a couple more good deals and roll those out for Small Business Saturday, because that's probably going to be, from the people who have been here, that's usually a bigger day than Black Friday is. The people that are out there hustling and bustling at Kohl's and Best Buy to get whatever, they may not come your way on Friday, but Saturday will definitely be a day where, they'll pop in. So just stay wary of that. Make sure that you guys can have enough deals for the 2 days. So, you guys have any other questions?
I had a question.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about flour and things like that, do you have any plans for making THC carts or full spectrum carts?
We can, not necessarily against it. It's just like right now with all of the different vaping laws and everything that are going on, um, it might not be the right time to pull the trigger on that. I know from looking at different federal legalization, they've been talking about either getting rid of just flavored carts. They've been pulling some triggers on some of those. The problem with doing an actual straight THC cart, obviously, is we're not in any. I mean, we're not a dispensary. I mean, we can definitely do like a full spec. I mean, like our full spec VG. I mean, where like the lab, messed up and gave me those full spec VGs. I mean, that would be something that we can always use as a vape juice. I'm just not. To be honest, I'm just waiting to see what happens on the federal level, because if they get rid of flavored cartridges, there's been talks about applying that to dispensary CBD products as well. Then there's been talks about making it only apply to nicotine products. So depending on what happens there, I think we can definitely open it up and add more and more of that full spec stuff. So.
Yeah, I just heard this morning they said they were banning all vapes.
Yeah. And there's always, unfortunately, it's a few people or a few mess ups that ruin it for everybody else. So the fact that first it was, the vitamin E acetate, then it was the heavy metal testing inside the cartridges. And now people are thinking that it may or may not be the flavor, but all of us know that it's those synthetic THC cartridges that were being sold on the black market. Unfortunately, we all know that very few people, at least in the public eye or the political forum, listen to us. But so yeah, depending on what happens there, I know that like Juul and some of those places, like I think they banned all vaping products up in Michigan. More and more states are getting into that. So it's a struggle, but we'll see what happens. We're also, on the same point in time, I'm still keeping a close eye down in Texas on the certification for the CBD. So I'm waiting to hear on that CBD registration laws. I know that they had their meeting about 6 weeks, maybe 2 months ago in Austin. So depending on what happens when they actually come out to their actual registration laws, I do know that one of the groups, one of the people on the panel told me that anybody that is currently operating, it's not going to affect us immediately. They're going to give us a period of time to obviously make sure we can meet any and all of their requirements. They're looking at the bare minimum of having, the QR codes, the third-party tests, the stuff that we're already doing. But it's potential that they may require, because Texas is kind of its own beast, they may require everything to be grown and extracted in Texas. And if that happens, I mean, we're already looking at a couple plots of land to build an extraction facility. So if they do decide to go that route, then looks like I'll be spending a lot more time down in Texas. So, which I'm not anti against that, because it's getting cold up here. So, but yeah, so we'll see how we're just monitoring all of that. I do know that it will be one of those things that the worst case scenario, worst case scenario, it's going to take them probably 2 to 3 years to implement that, because they're going to have a couple harvests. They're going to have to figure out all their growing laws and all that stuff before that pulls the trigger, which is going to give us plenty of time. So I don't see any sort of interference with any business right now. We just may have to fill out a form and submit it to a state organization, just says, hey, we're selling CBD products. But I think that might even be able to be done on my level, where I fill it out for all of our locations. So you may just get like a tag to hang in the window type thing. So, yeah. Someone mentioned there's a bunch of schools up here in Kansas that are suing Juul. I mean, that's the biggest concern is on the vaping side. I would hate to have everyone, I'd hate to invest a bunch of money in the products just to have them sit on the shelf forever. And also I'd hate for them to, have to be recalled or anything like that. So until we get all that licensing on the federal level, at least, then we'll kind of address that more. But we do have more of those full spectrum, as well as the flower coming in soon. So we have, I know For the people in Houston, Ralph and I were talking about possibly he's looking at potentially adding making bottled water at his facility down there. So I don't know if I think he's still kind of crunching numbers on figuring out if the facility will, the pricing and everything. But we were talking about incorporating our water soluble into his water and actually having our own bottled water. I explained to him that the reason I've never done it is just because of the shipping mechanics. I'd have to ship a pallet to every store, and not every store has the room for that, nor, do they want to hold on to a bottle of water. But with him being down there in that area, he could potentially either deliver or even, get it where maybe once a month he comes up to Houston with, a couple pallets to get it taken care of. So if there is interest, definitely let him know, because that might sway his decision about whether or not he sets up a bottling facility. So other than that, I think that's pretty much all I had. Unless there's any other questions.
You were saying, Trevor, that a couple of weeks ago that we were one of 4 organic fields in U.S.
Yeah. So basically what we're doing is we're waiting to get the actual U.S. Department of Agricultural organic stamp for our fields. So we're only one of 4 companies that have met their criteria. And from hearing from all of their inspectors, we fully expect to get that certification. We're just kind of at a waiting standpoint. We expect probably here in the next couple of weeks, we'll have that stamp. And that should be on, if we get that in time, we'll put that on our package for our flour. So we'll have that on there for that level. So
is there any kind of certificate or anything we could display in the store?
Yeah. Once we get it, we'll have that certificate. So we can get it framed and put it up in the store. Definitely.
Sweet.
Yeah. That's not a problem at all. Good idea.
Because every time I tell them that, they're real excited about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Anytime we can, I can actually get us our kosher stamps. I can get us some of the ISO certifications are proprietary, the ones that we use in our lab, but I can definitely get, multiple of our certifications and get those put together for us. So that way we can use those to put them up on the wall or put them up on a display somewhere.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'll make a note of that, because I will definitely forget that. Cool. Well, if there's no other questions, I will be sending an email out to everybody when we have the okay for the credit card processing and when you guys can start making your accounts on the new website. So I will send an email out from support at Sacred Leaf for that, so that way you guys will know. I will also post it in the experts group, or on the owners page, so that way you guys will have kind of a notification on that end. And then if for any reason you miss both of those and you forget this phone call, then here probably in about a week or 2, we will shut off credit card processing on the old website. So that should also give you a heads up. Hey, I need to move over to the new website. So sooner or later, everyone will kind of get the loop. But I expect that email probably go out by latest be Friday would be my guess. So. But yeah, if there's nothing else, you guys take care. Let me know, let everyone know how your Black Friday and Small Business Saturday goes. Hopefully we get big numbers and get a bunch of people coming in, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
All right, sir.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.